Hello everyone, I'm Xi Jinzhu and my topic is nuclear energy is our best alternative for clean, affordable energy. I'd like to start by introducing what nuclear energy is and why it's controversial. Nuclear energy is a form of an energy released from the nucleus and the core of atoms made up of protons and neutrons. This source of energy can be produced in two ways: fission, when nuclei of atoms split into several parts, or fusion, when nuclei fuse together. And nuclear energy is very important to humanity as a whole. And as far as the United States is concerned, nuclear energy is the largest source of clean energy in the United States. It generates nearly 800 billion kilowatt hours of electricity every year and produces more than half of the country's zero emission electricity. Although nuclear energy has been of the great benefit to humanity, it remains controversial due to the public's bias and the lack of understanding of nuclear energy, which in turn leads to concerns about the potential dangers it poses. On the one hand, some major nuclear energy related disasters in history, such as the nuclear accident at Chernobyl, Three Miles Island, and Fukushima, have led the public to subconsciously associate the nuclear power with danger. On the other hand, films and the mass media portray nuclear energy as dangerous and influence the public opinion about nuclear energy. Most movies see nuclear power as a dangerous and unstable energy source. For example, the entire story of the film The Dark Knight revolves around a nuke energy source that can power the entire Gotham City. In the film, if this energy source falls into the wrong hands, it turns into a giant nuclear bomb that can destroy everything. And another movie, The China Syndrome, destroyed nuclear energy and fueled history by potential nuclear accidents. So, what are the facts about nuclear energy? Nuclear power is safe. There have been two nuclear disasters in the past 3 decades, but there are countless coal mine explosions, oil spills, and popular explosions every year. Nuclear generation has either exhaust gas non-pollution control, but does has a nuclear waste disposal. The actual fuel cost of nuclear energy is very low compared to the other fuels. The overall cost of production of nuclear energy has been lower than that of coal and natural gas for many years. Nuclear power generation offers much price stability compared to coal and natural gas and renewable because only 31% of production costs are fuel cost. On the economical front, U.S. nuclear power plants generate an average of 4,700 million in sales of goods and services and 40 million in total labor income for the local community every year. Nuclear energy avoids the emission of sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide, as well as fly ash. In general, nuclear power is a low-cost, clean energy source that helps local, state, and federal economies. And so beginning on the relevant passage, the first passage shows from Module 3 and it's titled the Pyramid of the Corporate Social Responsibility. This paragraph introduces the legal responsibility of the enterprise and if it and emphasizes that enterprise should fulfill their economical mission with a legal framework. As far as the nuclear power plants are concerned, they need to strictly abide by laws and work regulation to avoid disasters caused by the improper or wrong operations. The Chernobyl disaster in this case was the directly result of a lack of safety culture, and the event could have been avoided if the right and the standard producers can be followed. And the second passage is from the same reading. It highlights the co-responsibility of business, pointing out the responsibility can be viewed as embarrassing the energy value and the norms that society expects business to meet. In practice, the mass media exaggerate and even false propaganda about nuclear energy actually violates a moral responsibility. That is giving up to telling the public true and accurate information in order to obtain clicks and views. The third passage is from Module 5 in the reading. Everyone is little based. This paragraph highlights the fact that it is normal for people to have a beta about certain events or objectives because bias is a natural human human phenomenon. And with this in mind, the public's fear of nuclear power becomes understandable because when they receive information about the dangers of nuclear power, they are likely to return yes, into believing it. The last passage from Proto and Krama creating shared value. This paragraph introduces shared value and finally that business succeeds and corporate social responsibility is not enemy. On the contrary, corporate social responsibility can bring higher benefits to the company. Therefore, it is first necessary to make it clear that enterprise and society should not be antagonistic, but should support each other. In practice, successful business require a healthy society because healthy society creates ever-expanding business demand, which is beneficial to business. Therefore, as far as the subject of nuclear energy is concerned, it is a affordable and a clean energy source. So mass media and other industries should view this industry in a positive manner. And when nuclear energy brings benefit to the society, business, and the industry will also benefit from it. Okay, so that's a quotation from the case. So the first quotation from the case itself is about American citizens' fear of nuclear power. As discussed above, so some historical events related to nuclear energy have led people to associate nuclear energy with danger, and the American system associate nuclear energy with the atomic bomb, and in turn think of death and the power of destroy cities. The reason for this phenomenon is that the public does not know enough about the nuclear energy, although all the information they know is wrong. This quotation is about why people are feared of nuclear power as far as the media is concerned. They have the responsibility to explain the real events, not to publish sensitive news reports. And this one is about what should be done to deal with the problem mentioned above. We need to tell the public the truth about the nuclear energy and let them understand how nuclear energy can help make our society better, as such as fighting the energy crisis and mitigating environmental pollution. And here's some example in our real life. So example one, now I want to introduce the first real one. In 2017, the American petroleum instead hit the airwaves in Ohio and Pennsylvania with a slew of anti-nuclear ads promoting fear of rising price and radiation in effect to defeat nuclear power, a huge rival in the energy world. However, contrary to the information in those ads, the natural gas industry emits more radioactive material than all nuclear power in the United States combined. Natural gas kills more people every year than any other energy source except coal. And according to the intervention, an anti-nuclear group called Food and Water Watch played a major role in the advancing bills that year. And the group invests 50 million a year and mounts a last-minute TV at Blitz and the lobbying campaign aimed at killing New York State's largest clean energy source in the state. In this example, misinformation about nuclear energy was provided to new organizations and the public with the intent of inducing public fear and extol the world adversary affects the development of nuclear energy. And fear, misunderstandings, and outright lies have been the nuclear diet for Americans over the last 40 years. And the second one is about Greenpeace exaggerate report on Chernobyl 1. In 1986, a nuclear accident occurred at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. According to the data in the case, 30 people died within 3 months of the accident, and all the deaths occurred to nuclear power plant accident. And all deaths and no one outside the nuclear power plant served nuclear radiation. According to the World Health Organization, the death toll directly related to the disease is 45, and up to 4,000 others died from this event. Although this figure is controversial, a report released by a group called Greenpeace is the number at 2,000 deaths. Oh, sorry, it's 200,000 deaths. This means that since the Chernobyl accident in 1968, 1/3 of people in the Chernobyl accident exposed area had died from the radiation case. And the third example is about an organization called Mothers of Nuclear. The organization was started on Earth Day in 2016 by 2 months. It supports nuclear energy as humanity's largest and most promising source of clean energy, helping to address some of the world's biggest challenges such as climate change, air pollution, and energy poverty. The organization considers nuclear power our largest and most powerful source of emission-free electricity, which will become increasingly important as we deal with more severe weather and more intense power demands. In practice, the organization organize offline activities and teach the public the right information about the nuclear energy and encourage more people to support nuclear energy. So in closing, I leave you with 3 questions. So the first one is if you work for a natural gas company and your boss asks you to come up with a plan to highlight the potential dangers of nuclear power, what would you do? And number 2 is do you think strict rules limiting or restricting nuclear power plants would help reduce public prejudice or fear about nuclear power? Why? And number 3 is as far as the advancement mentioned in the display that fiercely promote nuclear energy. Do you think the action of those mean that they have given up their corporate social responsibility? If you were a investor, how would you choose between interest and the choose? And here's my reference page. Thank you for your listen.